10 Smart Things You Can Do with $1,000 Right Now by Brian Stoffel from USA Today Money section. I'm Mark Ashby. Did you win a mini lottery? Get a huge birthday gift? Have a month with drastically lower spending? Whatever the reason, congratulations on the extra $1,000. Now don't blow it. Here are 10 smart ideas for how you can use that extra cash. 1. Pay off high-interest debt. This is mentioned first for a reason. You should treat high-interest debt as if it were a 5-alarm fire. Generally, we'll define this as any type of debt with an interest rate over 8%. The long-term consequences of keeping these accounts open can wreak havoc on your financial life. Consider that the average interest rate on a credit card is 15.07% right now. If you don't pay off the $1,000 you owe today, then that debt could swell to $1,150 after a year and more than double to $2,020 after 5 years. 2. Build an emergency fund. As the bumper stickers say, stuff happens. We never know when, where, or why, but you can rest assured that at some point in the next decade or two, you'll find yourself in a situation where you'll thank yourself for starting an emergency fund. If a dire financial situation does arise and you don't have resources available, you'll be forced to take on high-interest debt, and you'll find yourself back at square one. Keep in mind that $1,000 alone isn't enough to fund an emergency account. Experts generally suggest having enough set aside to cover basic expenses for 3 to 6 months with no income. 3. Make sure you have the appropriate insurance. There's no need to pay top dollar for the type of insurance that will cover absolutely everything you might lose in case of an accident. But you should have reasonable coverage for your home, car, and anything else that you'd have a hard time replacing if it disappeared tomorrow. To give you an idea of how far $1,000 could go, consider that if you haven't had an accident in the past 3 years and you're over 30, this could cover as much as 14 months of car insurance. If you're looking for renter's insurance, your pile of cash could give you 5 whole years of coverage. 4. Put money in a traditional or Roth individual retirement account, IRA. The average retired worker in America receives about $16,000 per year from Social Security. If that's enough income for you to live happily on when you retire, then my hat's off to you. But if it's not, then you need to start saving now. You can put up to $5,500 per year into a traditional and/or Roth IRA, or $6,500 if you're over age 50. A contribution to the former reduces your taxes today, but you'll pay when you withdraw it in retirement. The latter is taxed now, and all growth and distributions are tax-free in retirement. There are income limitations that may prevent some people from enjoying the full benefits of these investment vehicles, and for certain people, one may be superior to the other. Whichever you choose, they're both good deals. 5. Contribute to a health savings account, HSA. These accounts have only been around since 2003, but they are the most tax-advantaged vehicles you'll ever get your hands on. The money you put in, up to $3,350 for individuals and $6,750 for families, with an extra $1,000 for those over age 55, is tax-deductible. That money can be invested, and all growth is tax-free. And when you take the money out, it's also untaxed, so long as it's used for qualified medical expenses. Not everyone can get an HSA. You need to have a high-deductible health plan, defined as having a minimum deductible of $1,300, $2,600 for families, as well as an out-of-pocket maximum of $6,550, $13,100 for families. 6. Ever heard of a Coverdell? Most people know about 529 college savings plans, but too few know about Coverdell Education Savings Accounts, ESAs. These plans work much like Roth IRAs. The money you put in is taxed, but all growth and distributions are tax-free. Just as importantly, you have full control over where the money is invested. The limits for contributions top out at $2,000 in 2016, and it's important to note that the money can be